Hello, this is Chris Wilson with the University of Winners, and in this video we are going to discuss how you can keep your child on track with this program. And we're going to do it through teaching accountability. Now before we get started and we discuss the 7 facets to the accountability program as it relates to the program in general, let's first discuss accountability, because at this stage individuals in high school probably haven't had a lot of exposure to accountability. Typically, we find the term accountability starts when they get into the workforce, when they have a job, when they have responsibilities at work. And unfortunately, I think if we polled 100 people, the majority of them, when you would bring up just the word of accountability, inside they would cringe and probably have some type of a negative connotation, because the simple fact of accountability probably wasn't applied right. Especially many times it's not applied properly in the boss to employee situation. Too many times it comes from, I am the boss, this is what you need to do, and I'm going to make sure you do it. I'm going to look over your shoulders because I can't trust you to get it done. And the accountability process is just a very negative process. If you want accountability to be successful, it has to be a positive experience. I think if you talk to successful people who have mentors or accountability partners, every successful person you will find, they did not become successful by themselves. They usually have a very close friend, a very close accountability partner that they share and bounce ideas off with, but that also helps keep them on track. And really that's all accountability is for. It's to help keep you on track towards your goals. You can't go into accountability and into this program telling your child this is what you need to do because you need to reach your goals and you need to become successful, and I'm paying for it and I want to make sure I get my money's worth out of it. We first have to find the passion of what your child is all about, what their dreams are. And it has to be, look, this is accountability and this is going to be a positive experience, and we're going to work together and I'm going to help you stay on track. I'm not going to talk down to you. This is a two-way communication type relationship, but this is just to help you out to stay focused, because anything you do alone is very difficult. So now that we've covered that, let's get into the 7 facets to make this accountability program work. Number 1, we ask for you to be aware. Be aware at what this program is about. How is it set up? What are the different facets? We're not requiring you or even asking you to go through this program and read the books with your child, just to be aware of how it works. Be aware that they're going to read a book. They're going to read a book, and how many chapters come out each week, and that there are audio files and that there are video files, and when the next seminar is. Just have an understanding of what the program's like, because it's hard to hold someone accountable when you haven't even taken the time to figure out what the program's like. That's going to be an insult to your child, and be like, look, Mom, Dad, what are you doing? You don't even know what you're talking about. You don't even know that there's an audio or a video. You don't even know how many actually came out. You don't even know how many chapters that I have this week. So being aware will put both you and your child on the same level playing field, that you're both moving forward together. Number 2, we're going to talk about excitement. You as a parent, we want you to be excited about your child getting better. And we know that's the case. But we want you to be excited when you see any change whatsoever, even the littlest change. Because a lot of times when your child starts on this path, it's going to be difficult, because let's face it, a lot of them have never even read a book consistently, let alone read one book. And then when they're trying to change themselves, it's a difficult process themselves just to do it. But because they're so close to the situation, more times than not, they don't understand how much they're actually improving. Even though it's a little improvement, it's actually big in the big scheme of things. When you are the outside, you will probably notice changes instantly. Within the first 30 or 60 days, they might be minor to your child, but to you, it's very exciting. And you have to be excited even at the littlest little improvement. Just the fact that they commit 30 minutes a day, that should be a huge excitement process. That they're putting forth the effort, that they're actually trying to become better. No matter if they're developing slow or quickly, it doesn't matter how fast or how slow you go. What matters is the goal is that you start the process and you reach your goals at the end. There's no time frame in this. So make sure that you're excited and you show your excitement to your child about the littlest of changes. Number 3, commitment. Like I said earlier, it's tough to do anything by yourself. And even if you're trying to accomplish something, how tough is it for you, let's say, to lose weight? If you try to lose weight and you make that New Year's resolution and you go to the gym to yourself and everybody else in the family, they didn't change their diet, they're eating poor, they're eating late at night, they're eating junk food, and you're trying to make a change, how difficult is that? But when you have someone else that has committed to you and they want to lose weight too, or they want to eat better, and you both do it together, how much easier is it? How much easier is it to have a workout partner that also has the same goals of losing weight and being healthier, and they go to the gym with you? And when you feel like you don't want to go, they call you up and say, hey, I just want to remind you, I'm going to be picking you up at 6 o'clock. We're going to go to the gym. And that's that little extra motivation you need. Well, your child is going to need the same thing, and you have to be committed to them. You're both doing this together. And if you both go into the process, then they're not alone and they don't feel alone. So because they're going to have their subconscious system, their mind is going to fight them on these changes. Their prior programming that has been ingrained habitually is going to fight them. It's going to give them a lot of doubts. It's going to be that little voice in their head saying, don't worry about this stuff, doesn't work. We haven't really seen hardly any changes yet. And you need to be the one to be encouraging and to always be supportive. Okay, hey, let's do this. Did you get it done today? Tell me what you learned. Use that excitement. Be aware of what's going on and talk about the commitment and how you're committed with them. Facet number 4, talk time. We're asking your child to spend 30 minutes a day in the program. And what we suggest is take one day a week. Majority of people who we poll use Sunday because it's the end of the week. It's usually your less hectic day. If they're involved in sports and activities, usually on a Saturday. Usually, Sunday is downtime. We're getting ready for the new week. So instead of reading a book or listening to audios or watching a video on Sunday, why don't you have a 15-minute talk time where you actually sit down and you discuss, what happened this week? What did you learn this week? Did you learn anything that you can apply? And if you can apply it, how would you apply it in what situation? Are you confused about anything? Do you need clarification on anything? And we have some questions in the accountability handbook, ebook, that will really help you out. But all you need is about 15 minutes to communicate. It doesn't have to, and it doesn't have to be real formal. You're just talking back and forth, and you just want to pick their brain. And initially they might be kind of introverted about it, but I think the more you do it, the more comfortable they get, and the more they read and get involved in the program, I think you'll find the more excited they get to tell you what they've learned, because I think they get proud and have a lot of pride that they are becoming better. Number 5, journal time. So let's say the first 15 minutes of the 30-minute session on a Sunday, you do 15-minute talk time and then give them 15-minute journal time. And what that means is either have them write down in a journal, get them a journal, or have them do it on the computer, whichever they feel more comfortable with. But just to type down what you discussed with them or what they got out of the program this week, and just journal it. Because they will find eventually, as they grow older and more wise and start to reach goals, that the real rewarding aspect is not getting to the final destination, it's the journey. And the best thing that they can do is to jot down the journey, because when they look back in hindsight, they can see where they've come. Even 120 days writing down the journal, they can go back and they can look and see what their thoughts were on day 1, day 2, day 10 compared to where they are on day 115 and day 120. They'll find that they're really totally different. They're starting to really improve. And then think about it. They started as a freshman, they have these journals, and now you say they take the route where they want to go to college, or they are on that job interview. What's a great thing to have that journal, to have their success notes there with them, and to have a real conversation that I'll guarantee you a lot of applicants, or a lot of applicants that are going to college or in a brand new job, they just don't have the experience. I mean, a success journal and all this, 4-year program, intensive program that you went through, I think that separates you from everyone else, and that shows your employer what type of person they're actually hiring, or what type of student that college is going to accept. Number 6, a reward system. Everybody likes rewards. And sometimes the best rewards are just recognition. I know for myself, my mother worked for a very large corporation for, I think, 41 or 42 years before she retired. And the last day of her work, they had 4 employees that were also retiring. They had a little breakfast for them. And she could invite 2 people, myself and my sister were actually one she invited. We went to this ceremony, which I thought was going to be a ceremony or a joyous celebration. Not one time did any of her bosses come into the room, or did anybody at this breakfast say thank you. Thank you for your 42 years of work and your dedication. Not once. So, basically when I asked her, I said, to me, that just seems really crazy that process would happen. When you were in your 42 years, did you have any recognition? There was no recognition. There was no thank you. No, I really appreciate what you're doing. And a lot of times when we're talking about a reward system, it doesn't have to be monetary. It just has to be recognized that you recognize good things that they're doing, the effort they're putting in. But also, you can put together a great reward system. Find out what motivates your child. Don't assume you know what motivates them. Actually ask them what motivates them. Sometimes they'll say it's just praise. Other times it might be, maybe using the car to go out on a date. Using your car, the nicer car, to go out on a date. Or, just giving them more responsibility or more flexibility or more leeway to do something. Or taking them out to a special dinner, just spending, dad and child time or mom and child time, whatever it is. Find out what motivates them and put together a reward system based on their effort, not based on what they're learning, that the effort they're putting in, consistently putting the 30 minutes a day in, having a good talk time session, having a good journal time session. It doesn't matter, what they're actually telling you. The fact that they're communicating you for 15 minutes about this, that's where the effort is. And as long as you praise effort and you have a reward system that rewards the effort, then what happens is just a matter of time before all the information sinks in and it becomes habitual. And finally, follow through. Follow through with what you say you're going to do. The worst thing is when someone commits to you that they're going to do something and then they don't follow through with it. What that does is you lose all credibility. Imagine you go to your son or daughter and you say, look, I'm going to commit, this is what I'm going to do, we're going to sit down Sundays, and they agree, and then you talk about the talk time, this is what we suggest we do, what do you think, they're on board, Sunday comes around, oh, I'm too busy, we'll do that next Sunday. Now, what does that tell your son or daughter? That, look, I know this might be important to you, but it's just not important to me. So make sure you follow through with your commitments. I mean, if your talk time and journal time is scheduled at 9 p.m. Sunday night, then 9 p.m. Sunday night, that's what you do unless there's a dire emergency. Make sure you follow through, because your credibility and your character is everything. Your child will understand if something came up and you just can't do it. Okay, you just can't do it. But don't wait another week. Say, okay, something came up tonight, let's do it the next available time slot. That's tomorrow at this time. How does that sound? That shows you that you're still following through with your commitment, and you're still excited and you're aware of what needs to be done. So that's the basic accountability that we suggest. And we want you to understand this is not set in stone. There's a lot of flexibility. The main thing is that your commitment, there's excitement, you're aware, and a lot of these are suggestions that work. But you'll find that success is personalized to each and every person. Everybody's different. Success for me is going to be different. Success for you is going to be different, and success for your child is going to be different from your success and my success. And really, that's the same thing with accountability. You need to have the basic principles together, but actually how you go do it and what you do, you and your child can figure that out. We're not going to say it's right or wrong. If it works, it works. And if it works, then keep doing it. That's the main thing. Look at the big picture, and don't say, hey, this is exactly how we do it. This is exactly the times we have to do it. You have all the flexibility, you and your child, to figure out what works best for you. But here's the principle. Every successful person, who's truly successful, has an accountability partner, has a mentor, has someone that is, helping them through the process. So I want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule. Good luck. If you have any questions, be sure to get in contact with us. If you come to any of our face-to-face seminars and you're having difficulties, we always make sure that we have an accountability breakout session. So make sure you answer your questions when you're in that type of environment. and also bounce your ideas off other parents. There's obviously other parents within your school who are going through the same situations with their kids. This is a great way where you can find out what other parents are doing. And you can get ideas, and you know that's what it's all about. So I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. My name is Chris Wilson with the University of Winners. Have a great day.